Hey guys, it's Katie and welcome to another video, and in today's video I'm bringing you another book haul! Oh my god, I've been doing so many book hauls lately, it's really bad. I've actually been like watching them back and being like, seriously Katie, you need to just slow the hell down. And I have been good like just before this week actually, because I started like purchasing ebooks rather than physical books, but then this is just long awaiting to be filmed, and then I'm blaming my boyfriend for like my next book haul because I've just bought a load from Waterstones and that was his fault, because he was like, I'm gonna drop you off at Waterstones while I run my errands and then I'll come pick you up in like an hour. So that's his fault really. So that's another book haul for you guys to enjoy. And yes, he is a weirdo for kind of promoting. And actually, right, he had the cheek afterwards. He was just like, what, you spent that much on all books? And I was like, hey, books aren't cheap these days. And he was just like, what? I'm like, hey, you said you wouldn't complain. When I said, you're going to drop me off to Waterstones, I don't want you judging me. And he said, no, I won't judge you. And that was him doing it. And I was like, just because you said you wouldn't. But that's going to come pretty soon. So today's book haul is kind of like a mix, because I got it towards the end of June and then some books at the very beginning of July. So I'm just going to call this a summer book haul for this year, as summer is going to be nearly over, and then afterwards like any other book hauls will be in July. But my next book haul is pretty much going to be like the one that Ben made me do. Ben made me do it book haul. That's gonna be the next book haul, so keep your eyes peeled for that. There's a lot of books to mention in this book haul, and I just want to get started before I make this video very long. Sorry for that long-winded beginning. Anyway, let's go. So the first book that I'm going to talk to you about is from a library book sale. I Got Paralyzed by Sherry Ashworth. And this book is basically about this guy called Simon, and he one day has this fatal accident that makes him paralysed, and so it's sort of between him and his girlfriend and how they deal, and with his friends and that. And I just thought that sounded really interesting, and I hadn't heard anybody talk about it at all, so it just sounds different, and I feel like it's going to be kind of like heart-wrenching and sort of going to make you think, and those are the sort of books that I really like and enjoy, so I'm definitely looking forward to giving this a read. The next book that I also got from the library book sale is The Dead by Charlie Higson. I believe this is book number 2 in this series. These are like the old covers though, but I found like the hardcover and that was pretty cool. I ended up getting 5 books for £1 by the way, but one book I gave to my nan. I got her like a thriller sort of book because she loves her crime novels and her thrillers, so I got her a book. And the other ones I chose for myself. And so yeah, I got the first book in this series and it was nice to find the sequel, so it'd be good for me to get around to reading that book, because I love books with zombies in, and this is sort of like apocalypse sort of series, and I love those sort of books. If there's any like apocalypse books recommendations, then do let me know down below, because I love anything zombies, apocalypse, or whatever. The next book that I got from my library sale, I feel like it was a sign, because I recently rewatched the film Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging, or whatever the movie is called, on Netflix, and it just sort of like made me giggle and laugh again and made me want to read the books, because I just absolutely loved and adored the books. And I managed to find the first book in my library sale, and it was like 10p, but they did a deal for like 5 books for £1, so this sort of went towards it. And yeah, I'm just super glad that I found it, because I would love to just reread this book. It would just be so awesome and just so cool. And I remember like reading through these books so fast when I had them. They were just such fast reads. I literally read like several in one day once. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, I'm so glad that I have this book now. So super excited. And the final book that I got from my library book sale is Cloaked by Alex Flynn, and they're the author of the book that is Beastly, which got turned into the movie. And so I don't actually really know what this is about, but I believe it's kind of like based on sort of like a fairy tale sort of book. But yeah, again, it went towards like my 5 books for £1, and so yeah, I just thought it was an absolute bargain and a steal for a hardcover book. Honestly guys, library book sales are amazing, and also whenever you buy the books from your library sale, the money goes towards the libraries just to keep them going longer. So I suggest you have a look at the books in the library book sale, because you do get some bargains, you do get surprised, especially if you go like once a month. They're always putting books there because new books come in, so old books have to go out, and sometimes they've only had books for like a year and then they get rid of them and you're like, what? This is crazy. So I've got a couple of books that I got from Charlie again, the first of which is Then You Were Gone by Lauren Strasnick, and yeah, I haven't really heard of this author before, but I've seen this book around and I've seen it on Amazon, and yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to get. It seems like a really sort of quick and short read, and I'm definitely looking forward to give it a read myself. And then I got this book which I hadn't heard of before, but I was reading the synopsis of it and it actually sounded really, really cool and interesting. So this book is Here Lies Daniel Tate, and it's by Kristen Terrell. I'll just show you the underneath. I haven't looked at it myself, but sometimes you do get surprises on hardcovers at Inside Jacket Designs. But this is about Daniel Tate, and he went missing and he left no trace and he just simply vanished, but 6 years later he resurfaces on a snowy street in Vancouver. He isn't the same boy, his hair is darker, his freckles are gone, and he's too traumatised to speak, but he is alive. His family brings him home to a world of luxury and comfort that he can barely remember, and in time they assure him he'll recover his memories. All that matters now is they're together again. It's perfect, a miracle except for one thing: he isn't Daniel Tate. He's a petty con artist who accidentally stumbled into a scam of a lifetime, and he soon learns he's not the only one in the Tate household with something to hide. The family has as many secrets as they have millions in the bank, and one of them might be ready to kill to keep the worst one buried. So I thought it just sounds really interesting and different, and yeah, I just feel like it's going to be like a really, really interesting sort of read, so I'm definitely looking forward to this one. And then I got some books that I purchased off of somebody. I just bought the postage. I just bought 3 books. They all managed to fit in a package, so I paid $2.90 for all of these books. So the first book that I got is The Good Girlfriend's Guide to Getting Even by Annabelle. I did get this from the library, but I didn't have time to read it, so it was good to actually, you know, be able to get this off of my friend's hands. And yeah, it's just honestly awesome, and it just says on the front here it's perfect for fans of Sophie Kinsella and that it's wickedly funny. So it's quoted on the front, and it just sounds like it's going to be really funny and hilarious, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Another book that I got, which makes me want to go to this place, is The Lover's Guide to Rome by Mark Lamprell. Haven't heard of it before, but heck, it wants me to go to Rome, and Rome is one of the places that I do want to go and visit, and hopefully within the next couple of years I'm going to go there. I want to see the Colosseum, I want to see the Trevi Fountain, I want to go all the way around Italy, and I feel like Ben wants to kind of join me as well because he would love to go to Verona and that, so we're probably going to spend like a couple of weeks in Italy within the next couple of years, so it would be good to save up to go and to probably spend time there, especially in the heat. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. I feel like it's going to give me a bit of a feel and a taste for the country. And the last book that I got from my friend is This Is Where the World Ends by Amy Zhang. Now, I read Falling Into Place. I really thoroughly enjoyed that, so this is like her next novel. So I don't have any clue what this book is about, so I'm going to go into it blind, but I remember really, really enjoying Falling Into Place. I thought it was really just sort of different and interesting. So yeah, I'm super, super looking forward to giving her latest book a read. Another book that I traded off with somebody from #BooksForTradeUK on Twitter, I got The Second Love of My Life by Victoria Walters. Now this is actually the proof copy, I believe, and I think it's out now. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it is out now. I'll just have a quick look. Yeah, 7th of April it came out. So it came out in April, so only a couple of months ago. But yeah, I'm super excited. It's kind of floppy and it's really awesome, but it was nice to sort of trade off one of my books that I was trying to get rid of, and they just took mine. So yeah, super happy that we had a really sort of successful trade. Now you'll laugh at this because I had 3 packages that I put in the boot of my car that I completely forgot about. I left them in there for like a couple of weeks, and I only found them when Ben opened the boot of my car, and I was like, oh my god, I completely forgot that I put them in my boot. That just goes to show like how much of a crazy addict that I am. So I opened them all and I was like, oh my god, yeah, of course I did, of course I purchased these. So absolutely crazy. The reason I put it in there was so that I could hide it away from seeing eyes. I didn't want people and neighbours and anyone to think, oh my god, she's an addict. Because like 3 packages, it was crazy. And also I think I was rushing to work at the time, so I literally just got the packages and then I went straight to work. So yeah, so these were the books. The first book that I got was The Deep Bite Nick Cutter. Now this book I love the cover of, like, it just is so awesome. And all I had to read on this was that it just says a plague is destroying the world's population. So yeah, again, I love things like plagues and apocalypses and all that, so I was like, yes, sold, don't need to know anything more, but I'm hoping that I do enjoy this book. Another book that I got was Hotel Ruby by Suzanne Young. She is the author of the Program series. You know, there's the Program, there's the Treatment, those sort of books. And I'll just show you the underneath just in case there's any sort of surprises. But it's just plain black under this one, but it's still nice to have a nice hardback. Yeah, I'm just sort of like, this book was in my wish list. Don't really remember what this book was about though, but it's just nice to know that I've got it in my hands now. The next book that I got, I finally have got The Cuckoos Calling by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling, and this is the gorgeous, lovely, amazing, beautiful American edition, which I actually preferred to the UK one. And the fact that Charlie was getting rid of this, I was like, sold, I need to get that. I just love and adore this cover so much, and it's the American hardback, and I'm just happy that I have it now. But of course, I want to read J.K. Rowling's first adult book. Yeah, I know it's kind of got like mixed thoughts and feelings, but I'd like to make my own point of view on that. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to giving this book a read. And then I've got an art copy of Got Apart by Sarah Crossan and Brian Conaghan, which Charlie was getting rid of. And this book is now out now. This is what the cover looks like. Funny enough, I was actually looking at the hard cover of this book like a week or so ago. Completely forgot that I actually got the arc of this. But yeah, this book is kind of told in verse, and I've read a book by Sarah Crossan before. I believe she wrote Breathe, and I feel like she's written something else that I've read as well. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to giving this a read. It feels like it's going to be a really quick read as well because it's in verse, so I'm definitely looking forward to reading it. Also from Charlie, I got Username Evey by Joe Sugg, and this is Joe Sugg, who is a YouTuber. He brought out this sort of graphic novel, and it's like this, and I've been meaning to sort of get it and give it a read, and I feel like I'm going to enjoy it. Underneath the dust jacket, it pretty much is the same on the hardcover, so it's just nice to have a bit of colour on the book that's underneath as well. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to giving this a read. I love Joe's videos on YouTube, and I just would like to see like what he's done with like a graphic novel, so definitely looking forward to giving this a read. And the last book that is going to be in this book haul is this book here. Is another proof, and it's The Fallen Children by David Owen. And yes, this book I believe is definitely out now, and I was just getting hold of this, and I know that it's a contemporary YA, and all it says on the back here is for fans of Patrick Ness and Louise O'Neill, and I was like, my goodness, Patrick Ness. So yeah, I don't really know what this book is about. I was just like, it's just, you know, if it's for fans of Patrick Ness, then I gotta give it a read. So yeah, I'm super looking forward to giving this a read. It's a floppy too. So yeah, thank you very much, Charlie, for giving the books to me, sending them to me so quickly. You are awesome. So that's it for this book haul, guys. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books. Let me know what you've bought this month, what you bought in June, what you're planning on reading in July. I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day wherever you are. Keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy. My name is Katie, and I'll see all of you wonderful, awesome people in my next video. Bye!